Hi there, Sagittarius, and welcome to your weekly forecast with your modern shaman, Maria, and RainbowLand from the 8th to the 15th of October. This week, I'm just first going to announce the winner of the competition from last week. Then we'll have a 5 to 7 weeks, 7 minutes report about only your sign, and where I'll go less into the depth of astrology, but more into what's actually going to happen. And then in the collective part of the program, the collective horoscope, that will be at the last part of the program, we'll go more into depth of the collective part, but also the astrology for all of us, which is important this week. Bear over with the light here. I'm at a very special place where the energy is awesome, the light is less good, better yet. Energy is more important. Then the light comes naturally. So Carla Josefina won this week's competition. Congratulations, Carla. And you can also win a mini session, a half-an-hour consultation with me, if you share this video through the share button, or just share it on some of your social media, one of your social medias. Then you write in the comment section that you shared it, so that I will know that you shared it. So well, this week we have 3 things going on in Libra. We have the sun still there, then we have Mercury there leaving on Wednesday, and we have a new moon in Libra, which is important. So Libra for you is your 11th house, where you look towards the future and get ideas about the future. You plan the future, you look into it with a more sharp sense of actually knowing which way you want to go. But there may be some financial obstacles that can block you, because the new moon here is going to square Pluto in your 2nd house of finances and resources. So either your self-esteem, your self-worth, or your financial situation can block you in some way. Or maybe, your plans is conflicting with your sense of security and how you, feel like you have a solid foundation somehow. Even though this happens at around the beginning and middle of the week, then later on this week we have a nice aspect when actually at the end of the week Mercury will maybe make up for some of this, because Mercury in your 12th house, where you're much more intuitive, spiritual, and you're purging and you're understanding things at a deeper level, very deep level. You start to realize stuff that was hidden from you. Maybe you start to see who was working against you and what inside of you worked against you, and it's because it's going to make a very, very nice aspect to Saturn up there in your 2nd house. So maybe you realize something that you need to let go of, or you needed to let go of, that is actually going to help you and free you in a way that will make it more easy for you to manage your resources now in a better way. So it's both and situation with your resources this week. Then we also have a Venus in your 12th house, where we have, let's just finish this thing in your 11th house. It's not only about plans for the future. It can also have something to do with your friends and circle of friends, your groups of people, the ones that you spend time with in groups. Maybe there can be someone there who says something to you that really hurts you and goes directly to lower your self-esteem, or maybe you just disagree somehow, but try to find the diplomatic tone there and find the harmony and be the bigger person in this case. Venus is of course retrograding still in Scorpio in your 12th house, where all of this is going on with your purging, but she is going to square her partner Mars over there, and Mars is in your 3rd house of communication. So this means that with Mars in the feisty zone, but actually Mars is now free of his retrograde, so he's in a new place, so you can communicate in new and better ways, and you find new paths of walking in your closer environment, and or in your environment in general. He's also off his square to Uranus over there in your 6th house, so maybe health-wise you are stepping new paths that are better, but still revising, but it's not as tense anymore. Maybe you regulated something that's good for you. And then, of course, between the Venus and the Mars square, choose. Really, you have to choose to be diplomatic here, also for the sake of yourself, because you really want to. If someone says something sharp to you that you didn't know about yourself, maybe someone is telling you that something that was hidden to you about how you communicate with others, that you aren't really that nice, or how you talk to others, or how you think about others. Maybe they are revealing something to you that comes as a surprise to you, and which doesn't feel nice. But we have to remember that the world is a reflection of ourselves. Maybe the opposite or the same, but it's always mirroring something that needs to be dealt with. I mean, if someone is stepping over your boundaries, it doesn't matter. It doesn't necessarily mean that you are doing the same to them, but it's a reflection of that you don't have a boundary. You know what I mean? So that could also be that. I'm not saying that this is the case. It's just to give you an example of what I mean when I say that the world reflects us. So we might as well just take responsibility of what's going on. Maybe someone thinks they know better than you and provokes you like this, and be like in a stubborn way this week. Who knows? Then we have in your 4th house Neptune making a King Kongs over there to the stuff going on in Libra, and this is gonna make you maybe feel a little off emotionally, that you're clashing with some, or again a friend or something, where you don't really feel clearly what it is. You're trying to intuit something, but it's blurry, and your hunches aren't really that well. But at the same time, it can give you a dreamy approach to something. So maybe you dream yourself into a romantic, no, that's because I'm a romantic. It can also be just like an ideal situation in your home and family life that can give you maybe some creative sweetness inspirations as well. Let's take the card of the week for the Sagittarius. Card of the week, Sagittarius. For you guys is... Whoops, it fell down. Oops, it's upside down. Reversed. Reversed 9 of Cups. This is about your emotional part. This means that this guy actually masters his emotions, and he is just in a perfect harmony and balance, and this might be the Neptune aspect that I just mentioned. That here you really have to get in tune and in contact with your emotions, and not let anyone distort this thing of fulfillment that you can actually find within you if you contact this side of you, if you give it space. Maybe there's something you need to fulfill. We're having to deal with the 9th of Cups here. It's the number 9 in numerology is ending something. It's finishing up something, and you have a problem finishing up something emotional because it's reversed. So there's something that you need to let go of and purge. 12th house matters that I talked about before emotionally. If you want to restore the balance in your life, there's something you need to let go of, maybe in your personality or in a relation. Maybe there's a relationship that aren't really that good, that you know that you have to let go of, but you just haven't done it yet, whether it's a romantic relationship or it's within your groups of friends or your circles. But you might find out. Now it turned dark. Now it turned bright again. You choose, bright or dark. It's all in our heads. Not only in our heads, but so much of what we manifest we can do through our thoughts. If we knew how strong our thoughts were, we wouldn't dare to think, someone very wise once said, called Babaji. And therefore, you can do so much if you open your mind towards changing the things that life keeps telling you to change. But first and foremost, don't follow trends, follow your heart. Remember to like, subscribe, and share if you like this video. Thanks for watching. And now we are moving on with the collective report of the week, where we go into the depth of things. Thank you. Namaste. Hi there again, and welcome to the collective report. And this week I am again around in my garden, and another very special magical place that you have seen before. And we are having all the elements of this earth really on, and I hope you think it's beautiful like I do. I just love and different kind of animals that I met this week, some very special ones as well. So yeah, this will be in the background of when I'm talking about the collective report. So there's something I want to say before we go into the planets, and that is that when we have the consensus reality on this earth, I've said it before, but then we are talking about a tipping point of our of our collective consciousness, when we are ready collectively to alter to a new level. As we entered the age of Aquarius in 2012, but maybe it got more into effect as we reached 16 and 17, but this is a longer story, because of course this is also a long process, but it is our consciousness altering. We need to no longer be outside of our hearts, because the world is actually moving towards an intuitive world where we are having our hearts completely open, we are sharing love, we are much wiser than now, where we destroy ourselves from the inside out. And Pluto and Saturn up there in Capricorn, especially Pluto since 7, has been restructuring, trying to tear down, because Pluto is the planet of destruction. Pluto just has no mercy. And I hang around a place right now that is so dear to me, where the structures are also changing a lot. And you see how the people that comes, actually one of the primary people who are helping destroying the old patterns of this actual place, because it's not only in society where we see the rotten things and want to change it, it's also in our home, family life, it's in our organizations, it's everywhere around us. If we look at it, that we have the people who help destroy the old structures and the ones who resist it. This is this battle of Pluto, because where this place that I'm talking about, I can see that actually it's a Scorpio who is the best at starting the destruction of the old, so that we can open up towards the new. And then the more conservative and also a little bit older people, they go against it. They have resistance. And this is what you can feel both within you and around you. People around you or within yourself. So this is the things that are going on right now, because the structures are changing in society. People are against it in many plans. And yeah, also the internet, you can see it here. People are against the internet, and the internet is opening up more and more. So there's also side effects, and that is what causes the fear. Pluto is the planet of fear as well. So this is an underlying theme in all reports. This, that we are changing from within just as society, because as you know, microcosmos reflects macrocosmos, so that so within as without, so below as above as below. So this means that, we are, the world is a reflection of what's going on within us. That's why we need to change from within. Then the outside world changes automatically. So we all make a difference. And there's this tipping point where a little more than 20% of the people on this planet, when we are at a reality point, a consensus reality point, where around 20, 22, 25% of us all are aware of that we can live from the heart, that we can open ourselves to release the old. We do not have to live by the ego. We can live in trust of the other people, etc. When we are that many percentage, around 20 to 25, that live like this, not only think about it, but we live like this, then all the rest can follow easily, and the alteration of our average level of consciousness will alter to the new state, that stage where we all want to go, I believe, once we actually realize what it is we're talking about. The zombies will be awakened automatically when we are enough people who do it. That's why I encourage you light workers to come out and do something for this together. Let's do this. This is what I'm here for on the internet, to encourage you for this. Of course, I also talk about the smaller planes and what's going on in the daily life, but this is what I'm here for. I'm a light worker. I'm a forerunner. I don't know what you are, but I would love if you would follow me on this. So Venus for 40 days, this cycle has started, and we are on the 27th day now. We have 27 days left of this walk in the desert. So yeah, Venus is in the underworld. Before she's gonna go from being an evening star to going to becoming a morning star, and she disappears in the sky. And we are not that much in contact with our partners. So since the 6th of December, Venus has been in square to Mars. So it's six weeks, as I told you also in the report, 6 weeks of Venus square Mars since the 6th of September. And this is about what is the best path for you. you know, and also feelings of justice and deep sexual connections as well. And actually, Mars started this conjunction with Venus in October last year, and now we are at the what do you call it, in a three-quarter part of this transit, because they're squaring now. So we and it's about shared money. So we're talking about a shared life, limits, boundaries between us. Where are our boundaries? Can we live this life? Are we able to live with this partner, or do they cross our boundary? Or do our family cross our boundaries too much, or can we find an equilibrium? Because it's between Libra and Scorpio, so it's about boundaries and justice and balance and harmony. Finding where you are, where you can also let go and move towards your partner, but also know where you cannot do, where you can only do so much and cannot adjust anymore. So actually, this story, it will be up in the news. I mean, now, because of the square. I mean, from the 6th of September and 6 weeks ahead. But then it will be an underlying theme still, and then it won't end until they conjunct again on the 24th of August 2019. So this is a longer process, but we are taking the grandest part of this now. And also got something to do with some parts of the May, you know, Uranus square to Mars. It's also ending now, as I said. So there's some things that are lightening up, but the Mars-Venus deal is going on, but some certain ego parts are ending now, so we won't feel as losers anymore. So Neptune, we have Neptune in Pisces. I want to mention Neptune as well. And mention Neptune, wherever Neptune are in your chart, is where we blindly have to trust and have faith in the process. And especially in Pisces, where we really have to let go of the process and trust in the universe, in God, in life, in love, in whatever surrounds us. No matter how hard it seems, we gotta trust that life, or God, or whatever you want to call it, got it. And I'm not talking religion here. Religion is I don't want to condescend anyone, because I also come from a family which were Christian with the priest, etc. But it's kind of like the kindergarten of spirituality, and after spirituality, there's other layers of freedom. But with religion, we have to look at pictures. We have to have someone to do it for us. We are not actually walking the path until we reach spirituality, where we learn to walk ourselves. And when I talk about God, I'm not talking about religious God. I'm talking about Creator, all there is, the thing that's unnameable. So back to the Venus in retrograde Mars square, where it's gonna stand still for 10 days. It's kind of like, I want to enter this new world, but does it have the depth? Does it have what I want? And right now we are releasing so much intensely because of the new world we are entering. We have to release, so we have to take this intellectual and emotional confrontation with ourselves, and ourselves as the ones who has to decide what it is that we have to do. But again, I'm talking about the Neptune, where we have to trust the process and not fear it so much and worry so much. And all this dialogue that we had with ourselves about what others think, about what we do, or what does other people think about if I say this, you know. For many of us, this has transcended. For me, indeed, it has. And now it's all about you, but also in much more, where you have to now think about yourself and your future. Are you with the right people? Did you take the right steps last week and the weeks before them? Did you take responsibility? Saturn is still King Konging the nodes to a certain extent. Well, 6 months from now, as we talked about in the past week, Chiron is going to come back into the Aries. So a lot of purging we have to do until then. What I really want to stress is that you have to think about the now. Don't worry about the future. Be in the now. Remember that we manifest our thoughts, so keep them clear. Jupiter's out in a month, and there will be a lot of shifts here. This Venus retrograde is radical. It's not normal. It's kind of like so potent, and since it's going from evening to morning star, and we are kind of in a cleaning process now, where we are, kind of in a car wash, maximum car wash, where you're the gold edition of the car wash, those kind of car washes. So this cleaning process where it's not good to over-focus on knowing all that's going to happen. You have to let go of control, even though Saturn wants control. And also, there's another aspect. There was a mom that asked me this in one of the private sessions. She asked about this thing about the Scorpio. I have some really clever viewers because they know a lot about astrology, some of you guys. So, yeah. She was talking about the curling children aspect. She was not using that word that we are here in Denmark. I don't know how many of you guys use it, but that is where we do everything for our kids. Curling is this sport where you prepare the road for this thing that slides on the ice. So a curling child is someone where did you remember to pack your bag? Did you remember to put this in? How is your life gonna be? Let me buy you some more. Let me make sure you're the popular kid, so I get you the right shoes and the right that is the curling phenomenon. And she just came out of a divorce, and it's so typical when you are in a divorce, because she felt guilty because she made the mistake that most divorced parents do, and maybe you're a divorced child as well and know about this from your family. Because there will be also a lot of divorces in this period. There have been, and there will be, because we are changing. So we grow apart. So it's very important also to say this in advance. If you are in a divorce, remember not to buy your children because you miss them. It's not good. That's not what they want. They just want to know you're there and you love them. You don't show love by giving stuff. And that is Scorpio. That is the aspect we have now. If we don't put the right boundaries, and don't feel guilty if you already did, or if you feel tempted, etc. Because Scorpio is also guilt. So whatever we have done wrong, it doesn't, not only to our kids or to upcoming kids situations, but whatever we know now that was wrong, just be happy that you realized it was wrong. There's no need to bang yourself in the head. It's because you give the kids those values. They will think that what is valuable is the brand and a label. They will not have solid values in their life if you buy them. They will be out of their heart. It will create a closed heart if they think that the material world is what's going to give them something stable, because it's not. But also for yourself, like it's not only the kids and how we raise them, also for ourselves. Why do you want to buy that house? Why do you want to buy that car? Why do you want to buy these things? It's just a shell. It's just covering up for the wound that you have. You want love. You want to be loved. That is the case. That is the core. But Scorpio is a bipolar sign. So we're going to we're going to go through emotions that don't feel great in order to feel the ones that really feel awesome. And so it's back and forth, and we want the strong emotions, but it's better to face the fears than to try to stimulate yourself with drugs, alcohol, things that you buy, always want to have new experience. We need to work with ourselves here. It's about the underworld, and it's about self-worth. It's about capabilities to actually go and manifest what it is that we want, and not just the new car, etc. Of course, you can have a new car. I'm not saying that. Of course, it's not non-spiritual to want a nice and beautiful material life. But right now, if you're on this channel, even want to watch this, then you're someone who seek another spiritual level. So we have to work on that level before. The other things will come if it's on our schedule, and if we really believe and trust that they can come and we want to work for it. But real happiness do not come through success, fame, money, status, all these things. I know it's a cliche to say, but this world, or even likes on Instagram, likes on Facebook, all these things. So both Saturn and Pluto now going forward, they're moving towards a place where they met we're gonna meet in 2020 in January, to the wildest conjunction in maybe 30 years. And here they're gonna make a major cleaning of the structures we've been discovering. So better be prepared. Prepare yourself. Don't escape. It doesn't matter all these superficial things. We are here to change the world. So stop buying in to all these superficial things. They are not that important, as important it is for our Earth to go in the right direction now. Saturn conjunct Pluto is a major planetary thing occurring every 34 years. So the last conjunction was in November 1982, and the next is in January 2020. And that's when the two most serious and cold planets align. And these can be hard times, but if you have found happiness within, it won't be hard for you. But please, let us teach our children that it's not in the outside world. We all fall and slip, but let us teach not only our children, also the people at our jobs, also everyone around us. We can make a difference wherever we are. That's what I'm here to encourage you to do. So don't follow trends, follow your heart. And I love that you have watched so far in this. So I send you all my love if you are on this part of this report and you are a light worker, and I support you from here. You can always write me in the comment section, and I will support whatever it is that you do to show the world that an open heart is the road forward, not a huge wallet necessarily. Hugs, your modern shaman. Ciao.
There is this angel saying, I'm gonna find my way back home. The secret is love, he said. You've got to lift yourself up, try again. One day you will break through. What you long for will find you.
Don't follow trends, follow your heart.